Good morning, all. I am on my way to my lining check, and that's about all. This round of IVF for us has been so much different than previous because I'm stressing a lot less, worrying about like what I'm eating and whatnot. I'm just kind of like going with the flow, living my life as normal, not really watching my diet. So we will see at my lining check what my lining is today. I'm curious to know actually what my lining is to see how big of an impact really food has on your lining, if any at all. Mine, I guess, personally. But yeah, so I will let you guys know like how thick my lining is today and compare it to my previous cycles that I've had that have failed. And actually I filmed videos with my daughter as well when we conceived her through IVF. I'm gonna look back and see if I can find exactly how thick my lining was when I went in for my lining check with her, because I believe I mentioned it in one of my videos, so I'm gonna go look. I'm curious to know. But like typically I do a somewhat strict IVF diet, which I've made videos before in the past with like lots of greens and kale and spinach and veggies and fruits, and which I am eating all of that, but I like tend to cut out dairy products, red meat, sweets, caffeine, which I'm not a caffeine drinker anyways, so like I'm not someone that needs a coffee every day. I don't drink pop. The only thing I drink is water. I don't even typically like to drink juice. I will say the one thing that I did do this time, so I normally will do either bone broth or pomegranate juice. So I did do the pomegranate juice. I haven't done it every morning, but I've definitely drinking it. I've almost drinking one of the big bottles of the pomegranate juice that you can buy at the store, which I know is not like you're supposed to, I guess, make your own pomegranate juice fresh. I did not do that. I don't have time for that, honestly. So I just did the store-bought pomegranate juice, but and other than that, I drink water. I haven't cut out red meat or dairy at all, and dairy is one of my favorite things, so I've had a lot of dairy as well as sweets. I typically have at least one dessert a night. The other thing that I normally do is I try to eat only warm foods because it's easier for your body to digest warm foods, but I've indulged in ice cream almost every night. So yeah, and I'm not going to stress about it. We'll see today what my lining is, and if I need to thicken it up more, I'm going to have a week to do so. So I'm not really concerned about it. They say with the dairy that it could make your lining slippery and harder for the embryos to implant in. I don't know how true that is. So, like I said, I'm going with the flow this time and trying to take it easy here. So yeah, I will let y'all know when I get there what my lining is. Okay. Well, this is a totally new experience for me. I've already held back tears, so if I cry, just a forewarning, I may cry. My lining is like, first of all, let me just take my estrogen really quick, because it's time for me to take it. And wow, okay, my lining is, I forget how she worded it, so I guess, is there an interior lining and an exterior lining? I don't know. One of them is 2.3, and the other one is 3.3. And it's just a single layer, so not the trilaminar, obviously, at that low. And I'm like at a loss of words right now. So I don't want to cry because I have to go to work and I don't want to mess up my makeup. But basically, I'm thinking that they're probably going to cancel this cycle. Honestly, I have no idea why my lining is that low. That's like incredibly low. Okay, given that I still, like, I didn't eat as healthy or wear socks at bedtime at night, there's no reason for my lining to be that low. She said that you normally see numbers that low right after your lining sheds, so right after you have a period, which I have not had for, 14 days now. That's how long I've been on estrus. And being on estrogen that long, 14 days, and my lining is only a 2 point. I'm a little concerned, because that's a little concerning to me. The doctors and nurses are going to look over the ultrasound images and decide what they want me to do from here. But I'm kind of, in my mind, I thought it might be a little lower. So normal for me, she looked, in January when we did our frozen embryo transfer, I was a 10. And when we did one in November, back in November, I was like a 9.7 or something, I believe. Somewhere around there. So this is like extremely low. I don't even know at this point if I would feel comfortable continuing on with this cycle, because it's not something that I would normally do. And I feel like for me, in a natural cycle for me, I am ovulating right around this time already. So it's very strange to me that my lining is that low. I'm like shocked. I don't think I would feel comfortable continuing this cycle, and I don't know what this means for future cycles now. I'm like, and then this is what makes me want to cry. Not even canceling the cycle, but just thinking ahead at when we'd have time to do another frozen embryo transfer. Oh my gosh. Like, I don't know if we'll be able, it's July right now. Obviously, I'm going to try to get this video up for you as soon as possible, but I don't know if we'll be able to do one in August. It's ridiculous that I'm crying up, honestly, but it's August for me is the busiest time where I work, and I just don't know that I'll be able to have time off to do IVF. And I highly doubt I'll be able to just take random days off is the thing. And then September is the month that we conceived our daughter. That's when we did IVF with her. So I probably wouldn't want to have kids that close in age. And then I just don't know what to do. And then Rosalie just recently turned 2. And I was kind of hoping that we would have another baby somewhat closer in age to her than now. We're pushing age 3 for when I would give birth. And it just makes me really sad to think that she may be an only child. I don't know. I mean, we have frozen embryos left, but I just never imagined that this would go this way. It was not easy, obviously, for us to get pregnant with her, hence us doing IVF. But we conceived her on our first IVF cycle, so this to me is just crazy that, like, I'm going through this. It's really terrible. I would wish infertility on nobody. It's really a very hard thing to go through. Okay. I'm gonna pull myself together because I gotta go to work, and I'm gonna let you guys know what the nurse says when she calls. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Alright guys, so back in the same spot as if I never left, but actually I worked all day. And my nurse called me back. My doctor looked over everything, and she said that the ultrasound tech was wrong. So because she couldn't actually measure my uterine lining herself, she can't say exactly what my uterine lining is measuring, but based on the picture she knows it is not what was said, and that it is probably more like around a 6.6-ish. My blood work looks normal. My estrogen level was at a 128, so she said she does want to see that higher. So it's currently Friday. What she wants me to do now is I'm going to continue taking my estrogen, 2 in the morning, 2 at night, just like I've been doing. And I'm now going to take one of my pills and cut it in half and place the estrogen vaginally inside of me like a suppository. It will absorb better that way, I guess. So just a half of the pill. And then on Monday, I'm going to go back in for another ultrasound and blood work. So, I mean, that kind of sucks because my insurance doesn't cover anything fertility-wise. And this ultrasound and blood work is obviously for fertility, so it's coming straight out of pocket. So that really, really sucks that we have to do 2 ultrasounds and 2 blood work this round. So hopefully when I go in on Monday, everything checks out okay and we can continue on with this round. If not, then then the round will be canceled and then we'll have to start over. So that sucks also. This round is not going as I had planned or hoped, and so therefore my verdict is that I think, for me anyways, and based on all of this now, I think actually that changing my diet and like to a fertility diet or what I normally do, and maybe wearing socks at night to bed and all those crazy things that I do, drink bone broth and cut out dairy and cut out red meat, maybe it actually works. Maybe it makes a difference. I have no idea, but that is the only thing that I've done differently this round for every other round that I've ever done. So 4 cycles, my lining has been great. So I don't know. That's the only thing that I've done different is my diet and socks to bed. So who knows? But yeah, so I will keep you guys updated. That is my update. That was my dramatic lining check. I hope that you guys will subscribe to my channel and follow me on the rest of this crazy journey that I have been on thus far. I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.